Malik Newman left and Marcus Garrett celebrate after Kansas Elite Eight victory over Duke on Sunday. Getty Images Omaha, Neb. He came to Kansas, by way of Jackson, Mississippi and Mississippi State, for a moment like this. One shining moment on the biggest and brightest stage of his life when he carried a team and teammates gripped in the suffocating throes of rock-choke Jayhawk to the Final Four, finally. Malik Newman had to sit behind the bench last March because he was a transfer when Kansas failed for the second year in a row in the Elite Eight. But there he was on Sunday night, in a cramped corner of the Jayhawk locker room after an epic blue blood overtime death struggle had ended Kansas 85, Duke 81, smiling from here to San Antonio following the biggest and brightest basketball night of his life. It still doesn't feel real. It still doesn't feel real, even to this point, he said. Tomorrow, when I wake up, I think he'll feel totally different. Bill Self had found himself playing the part of Coach Dr. Sigmund Freud, because in order to shed the 1,000-pound monkey on Kansas' back, he needed everyone, someone, anyone, to play free and loose. It was Newman, a 6'3" sophomore, who played looser and freer than any of them. It was Newman who willed Kansas to the finish line every bit as much as the pro-Kansas crowd inside the CenturyLink Center. It was Newman, most outstanding player, who scored a career-high 32 points and destroyed the Duke zone. It was Newman who scored the first 9 Kansas points in overtime. It was Newman who played lockdown defense on Grayson Allen. It was Newman, Big 12 Newcomer of the Year, who made 2 steals in overtime. It was Newman who had drained a pair of corner threes to open the second half and drew a 4th foul on Duke big man Wendell Carter with 16:06 remaining. It was Newman who lifted and liberated the Jayhawks to what promises to be another epic showdown Saturday night in a Final Four semifinal against Villanova. It was Newman who said, "I'm just living the dream. We are ready to dance in San Antonio." He was a 5-star recruit who had looked nothing like a McDonald's All-American in January. It led to a period of soul-searching. "I just had to find myself," Newman said. He found himself all right. "I was just thinking too much," Newman said. "I just stopped thinking and just started playing." Allen, Duke's villain, wanted to be the one to get Duke back to the Final Four, to give himself a chance to win his second national championship, to give his Fab Four freshmen a chance to win their first, to give Mike Krzyzewski a chance to get to a record 13th Final Four and win his 6th title. So Allen worked inside against Newman for the bank that would send Duke to San Antonio as the clock ticked down to 0 in regulation, and watched it spin out. "Once I saw the shot roll out, I just felt like we had a different burst of energy," Newman said. Overtime. 5 more epic, intense, spine-tingling minutes to the Final Four between Duke and Kansas. Stormy Daniels and 60 minutes could wait. 2 blue blood programs dying to get to San Antonio, refusing to die. "I just felt like we could win," Newman said. "I just knew that I had to step up with my play for the last 5 minutes of the day, because at the end of the day, it could have been our last 5 minutes." He was 5 for 12 from behind the arc, a deadly sniper from the corner. "The corner's actually one of the best shots to shoot at on the floor," Newman said. It was a corner 3 with 1:49 left in OT that gave Kansas an 81-78 lead it never relinquished. Gerald Vick, did a great job of finding me and I just rised up and shot it with confidence," Newman said. Finally, for Sister Jean and her Loyola Chicago Ramblers vs. John Baynes Michigan. And the main event, Jay Wright's Villanova gunning for its 2nd championship in 3 years versus Kansas. With apologies to UMBC, the best is yet to come, a memorable March Madness dribbling into April Madness in San Antonio. "Going to the Riverwalk in San Antonio was the plan all along," Newman said. "If he plays like this, the Alamo will remember him."